Yo, guys, welcome back to the next RNG podcast. I'm your host, CLT Pathfinder. With me is my co-host, CLT Shade, and joining us tonight is Dylan, the myth, the man, the owner of Strange Gaming, the wizard behind the producing of the streams, the amazing talk show person. Dylan, welcome.
That's a big entrance.
Dude, I know, right? I hit him hard.
Oh, that's like the Game of Thrones entrance, the mother of dragons.
It means I die this episode.
Yep, you're dead, dude.
Wow, dude. Well, it was nice knowing you. Well, I really liked having you on this podcast.
It's the Red Podcast.
It's good one to go out on, right?
Dylan, tell us about, dude, let the world know about you. Who are you? Where did you come from? Tell me. I must know.
Yes, I guess TLDR, kind of washed up COD Pro, played Pro for 2 years, Black Ops 1 and Call of Duty Ghost, full seasons, full circuit UMG, MLG, top 25 for most of it, had a couple top 10s in there.
Ooh, very nice.
Other than that, though, kind of stepped back, started an org for the sole purpose of, I hated the COD scene, everybody sketches after an event when you play bad, so kind of got tired of that. And started an org, ran the whole Ghost season with that org, and then moved overseas, kind of let it die, and then came back a few years later. Couldn't get away.
Overseas? What did you move overseas for?
So my first job was with Wells Fargo, so I moved to India for about a half a year.
Oh, that's pretty crazy, actually.
I didn't realize that was for Wells Fargo. That's sick. Do you miss India? Was it the best experience of your life?
I mean, the food was really cheap. If things cost, for the most part, what they cost here, that'd be great. Minus that, no shot.
Yeah, I feel that. Oh my gosh, I don't even know what we're gonna talk about tonight. I didn't look up anything. It's whatever we want.
We don't have to. This is great because this is where I flourish. I talk. I'm very much off script type of guy. Padrino says, let's talk about Rocket League. First things before we even get into that, let's talk about production, man. What made you how did you get into doing the production at the level that you do it? Because
dude.
You have normal production, and then you have you, who is above normal, way above normal production. How did you get into that?
I guess for the most part, I'm just kind of a perfectionist. So when I was in college, I did YouTube and streaming for a good little while. And I guess I got a little afraid because I actually had a kid in my streams. I'm pretty vulgar, and I'm I don't know, just get really hypey and stuff, which I guess is kind of what Twitch likes. But with that, it's not good when you want to have a professional business career as well. So kind of tried to take a step back from that. But when I did, I started writing. So I would write for a company called Creative Networks. They had writers who wrote for The Verge, Engadget, and a few others. So I would always see their stuff, and it would bother me that their stuff wasn't as pro as I wanted it to be. And then I just kind of self-taught myself, and when I would see a tutorial on how to do something from Premiere Pro or Photoshop, I would just figure it out, and then I just got better and better.
That's nice, man. That's pretty crazy because I stream from time to time, and it's it's really rough because I have a hard time of focusing so much on the game I'm playing that I forget to read chat, even though I have two monitors and chat's literally just a few inches from where I'm looking. It's people don't realize how hard it is to actually stream, be very in the game and at the same time involved with your chat and stuff. It's a lot.
Especially depending on the game you're playing. I can't play Counter-Strike and do that at the same time because I'm so involved with what's going on in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, it's definitely challenging for sure. I mean, it's one of those things. It's not only that, but then how do you add value to your stream? How do you grow as a stream? Because Twitch is a platform. The algorithm of growth is literally success. So if you're not successful, then you don't get more successful. So you have to use something like YouTube or Instagram or Twitter or whatever else to help push it. So not only do you have to worry about Twitch chat and all your Twitch interface, but you also have to worry about your whole YouTube experience and leveling up your quality as a whole, and giving people a reason to stay around and like you.
Yeah, and that just comes, I guess, with just constantly interacting. When you see these professional players playing and they're looking all casual, but they're really just wiping the floor and they're talking to people at the same time. It's I'm how? How do they do that? Like if I'm like doing really good in a game, it's because I'm so focused that, and I don't take my eyes off anything. If I were to look over and see what was going on in my chat, I would lose that focus that I had. So like I feel like streaming in itself is like a talent. You know, it's a talent to be able to play a game and stream. I'm also the same guy that can barely walk and chew bubble gum at the same time, so probably not the best for that. But you know, I try. Every now and again I come on and I do a stream and I have a good time. And it's mostly just like friends. You know, it's not like people outside like that I don't know. And that's what I like about it because I'm not like a constant streamer. I just stream from time to talk to friends I haven't talked to in forever.
Yeah.
So that's, you know.
Do you have people that like stream every day for Strange, Dylan?
So for the most part, I would say we probably have one person live every day.
Okay.
And it's one of those things of like, you know, same thing of like just trying to help elevate them, try to help them grow, try to help them.
Is it personal streams or the org stream?
It's usually personal streams. From our org channel, we stream like game nights and stuff like that, and then we'll stream like LAN events and you know stuff like that. And you helped out a little bit with the last one of those.
Dude, we need to do. I just thought of this. We need to do like a CLT versus Strange like LAN event, and we play like 5 different games or whatever, and we just smoke Strange gaming in every way.
It's got to be games though that like no one plays. It's got to be like
Mario
like
Party,
Mario Kart. Yeah, Mario. Oh man, if we got a Mario Party game, oh dude, that would be dangerous. Someone would not be going home. I'm down for it. I think that would be.
How many guys do you have, Dylan?
Local, we probably have 15-ish. I'd say.
Okay, cool. So just about the same as us.
You know, and I think that people are probably gonna wonder, like, what? So tell us a little about Strange Gaming. Tell us about when you got it started. Just give us the quick rundown of it, so that way people that are watching this know what it is.
Yeah.
So we got kind of lucky. So I came off of a pretty hot season in Call of Duty. So when I left, I was trying to join a couple of the really big orgs. I tried to join Optics Nation team at the time with Dito and Saints. So I was in a really good spot. And then kind of when I split from that, I had a little bit of popularity as well. So when we kind of created our own org, all I wanted to do was compete in Call of Duty. And I had friends that wanted to do like League of Legends and content and some other stuff. And I'd already been kind of successful on YouTube and Twitch. So I was kind of like just going to help them plan and map out, you know, their careers. So then when we kind of launched into it, it was like 2013. And we just like hit the ground running. It was wild. We had an affiliation with Astro. We had a deal with Billionaires Clothing, which is like a local clothing company in Charlotte. Cinch Gaming, we actually had like a legit partnership, not like the sign up and get 5% partnership.
Oh, I hate those. Oh my gosh.
And then we had like a design company that we worked with called The Humble Conundrum. And so it was like our first year was like unreal. We competed in Ghost. We did pretty well. The Clan Wars for that year, we actually were a top 8 finalist for that, which was pretty sweet. And we were definitely like a fringe team. Like we were right behind Stunner Gaming and Below Zero. So it was like at any given tournament, we had the chance to like pop in and make it out of open bracket, but we just came up short a lot. And then after that, growing into 2014, I kind of helped to grow a league team locally. We helped grow a couple creators, and then my YouTube kind of transitioned into mainly me writing for that writing crew. We helped the Heroes of the Storm scene. We had the 2 biggest casters in that. They casted events, oddly enough, in my bedroom at the time. So it was weird. We had like the Heroes of the Storm's like biggest events being casted by like some random org, which was hilarious. But then that's when I moved away. When I moved away, it kind of all like died and pretty much didn't revitalize until about the beginning of 2018. A couple of my friends hit me back up and they were like, hey, you know, we still really want to do this gaming thing. We want to be streamers or YouTubers or whatever. So I was like, cool, I'll help you out. So I kind of started making plans and stuff for them. Worked with them a little bit last year. Then we did like a full rebrand kind of at the end of last year, going into this year. We picked up some people that, you know, weren't local, which is like kind of the first time we've done that. And most of those guys have seen a pretty good bit of success. The first guy we picked up, he went from around like averaging like 10 to 15 viewers a stream to averaging like 40 to 50 viewers a stream. He went from around 50 subs and now he averages around like 250, 300. We've been able to replicate that for 3 more people that we picked up. So we're looking to kind of continue to grow in that sense, as well as try to do, you know, more IRL stuff and more content on our main channel as well.
Well, that's pretty crazy that you've had that much success too. Because I mean, streaming is hard. You know, it's hard to get that type of following and stuff. So that's really cool that you guys got that. Um, you know, what brought like how did you find out about us? Like, what got you involved with us? Because the first time I met you was our last Call of Duty LAN. Um, you know, and I never CJ talked to you before that, but was it just through like the Call of Duty
Barely.
community?
It was like literally 0 to 100. So I'm like always around COD, kind of in and out.
Hey, one second,
Yeah.
guys. I hear audio in the background. It's like somebody's like Twitch channel or something's up. Does any of you guys have like a tab up? Sorry.
I I don't.
Dylan, is it you?
I don't have anything up.
Dude, I hear
It's,
something. Do you guys hear that?
I
Yeah.
do. I don't know what it is because I don't have any other.
Sorry.
I think
It's
it's on
gone
the
now. No, it's not. There it
It's,
is. Oh, does someone have the Twitch? Okay, if you're playing the Twitch stream and don't have it muted, you're probably getting feedback.
no, that's not it. It's not us. That's so funny. Sorry. I just don't know what it is.
That's weird because I keep muting myself because there's actually like real life background noise in my place right now.
Oh, that's maybe what it is. Okay.
Does it sound like people getting murdered?
Yeah, it sounds like loud. That's all. It's cool. I just didn't know what it was. I was like, what is that? Okay.
Yeah, no, you kept shrinking the screen. We could see your desktop to getting all your taking all your secrets.
Yeah, I
But
know.
no, go back. So go back to how like you found out about us because that's pretty interesting.
That is pretty
Yeah.
interesting.
So I'm like always creeping on Call of Duty, and I followed Aspire a good bit because one of their players, Robbie B, is somebody that kept getting past us full Call of Duty season. Then when I saw Aspire was going to a CLT event, I was like, "What the hell is this?"
Yeah.
So I just traced it back, and I guess I got to CJ somehow, and it was like literally 3 days before the event, and I was like, "Hey, what is this? What are you guys doing?" And CJ's like, "Yeah, we're running an event this weekend. You know, this is kind of what we're gonna do." I was like, "Oh, it's cool. Do you guys need any help?" And he's like, well, I mean, I guess sure. If you wanted to come out on Friday, I was like, "Okay, cool." And then I guess the rest is history.
Yeah, so everyone watching, if you ever want to help out with the org or anything, CJ will always say yes. I'm more of a no man. CJ is I'm like the dad in the relationship. It's like no, and then everyone runs to the mom, and CJ's like, yeah,
Well,
that's
I
cool.
I like to see what people are made of. So like I would say we get this a ton. We get so many emails, and I would imagine it's true for you too, Dylan. Like people that just want to be involved with the organization in some way because they care a lot about esports, and like I think that it's super important to like show up, and nobody really has a lot of money in esports to like, especially pay somebody that they don't really know. Like if I were gonna pay somebody, I would pay like my staff that have been with me for a year for every event. But like somebody I don't know who shows up and wants money, like is automatically like a no to me because of like their mentality. But like I think Dylan was so awesome because like he showed up, was there all weekend long, helped set up PlayStations, ran the stream, created overlays, stayed up late, made sure the stream production was awesome the whole time, and didn't ask for a dime. Like, didn't want anything in the world. I mean, it was different for you, Dylan, because, like, you knew that, like, it was bigger than you, right? Like, and you get that, I think. Where, like, a lot of people that show up, they just don't get that it's bigger than them, and they just want a free paycheck, and they want to get rich in esports. And just, that's just not how it works. Like, it takes years of work in order to be able to kind of make something bigger. As seen by us, like, we're 1 year old and kind of smaller, and Dylan, you've been around for, like, 3 or 4 years now, and, like, you're still trying to develop in a lot of ways so that you can support everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that's true. I mean, for me, it's like one of those things of like, I mean, I definitely want to see Charlotte succeed, and I love COD, and I want to see that succeed. But I mean, like the growth aspect, I mean, it's totally wild, like what your ambitions are. Like, I've tried for the most part to kind of like help my friends, like my IRL friends, and
Hell
like
yeah.
it's one of those things where like it's definitely like, I guess you think you're going to be successful, so you don't want to be alone at the top, so you try to bring everybody with you, but then, you know, sometimes it's really hard to kind of motivate those friends to do, you know, the things necessary.
Sure.
I think it's been like our biggest struggle of like, you know, getting people to kind of like, you know, grind and hustle and like follow that path to kind of achieve their dreams as well.
Hmm.
You know, everybody's dreams are different. Like somebody wants to be a pro player, somebody wants to be, you know, the best streamer in the world, and you know, you got to go about it completely differently.
Yeah, no, I get it, man. I mean, pretty much Gary Vee says it. You know, like no one's going to be as motivated as you are. You know, you can't expect people you hire to be as motivated as you are about your own business. Luckily, we're in a space where that's somewhat true. Pretty much everyone wants esports to succeed because it's so early in its stages, and a lot of people are willing to, go that extra step for it.
Oh,
You
dude,
know,
let's do the sponsors. Sorry, after you're done with that thought, Josh.
no, that was pretty much it.
Okay, cool. Can you do the sponsors? I believe in you.
Yes.
I'm
Okay.
gonna grab
Yeah.
do that real quick.
Yeah, go
Yeah.
go for it.
So let's give our first shout out to My Computer Career. Would not be sitting here if it wasn't for them. They basically took me. So there are IT schools starting out with. So if anyone if you're looking to get into IT, definitely look at My Computer Career first. So I heard about them on the radio. I was like, well, this can't be true because this is too good to be true. I'm very skeptical when it comes to a lot of things. So I went there, checked it out, really liked the program, did their online evaluations, like a career evaluation. It's not like a pass or fail thing. They're just like gauging where you're at. And that same day, someone called me and set up the appointment for me to go look at the school. So I went and it was everything I wanted. I took night courses. They have day classes, they have night classes. I took night classes. I was working full time, support my family. Graduated from there and was able to get into IT very easily. It's to where I'm 30 years old. For the past 20, oh, not 20, for the past 13 to 15 years, IT is always something I've wanted to do, never been able to do it, and this place set me up for success. They offer a lifelong career placement, which means when you graduate, they will constantly send your resume. They headhunt for you. They find those jobs you want.
Did
So
not know that. That's actually awesome.
yeah, they work with any budget. So if you're like, well, I don't have the money, it's fine. They work with your budget. It's not expensive. Go to the website, check out the free evaluation. It's mycomputercareer.edu. Once again, mycomputercareer.edu, which is going to bring me to my next sponsor. My good friend Zeus has hooked us up with an awesome website. It's still under construction because we're really lazy and haven't sent in our photos yet. But other than that, we're good to go. Zeus came in. I met him at a convention. He's like, "Hey, I do this. I'd love to, work with you guys and help you improve your website." He took our website from a definitely beginner. I did it with Wix, beginner website, and turned it into something amazing. I mean, it's just absolutely amazing what the guy did with it. I told him what we wanted. He knocked it out of the park. I mean, you can't get anything better than that. So go check them out. Web Real Simple. If you have a business and you really want to get that edge on the competition, Web Real Simple. Check them out. They're out of Greensboro, and Zeus is a super awesome guy. Let both of those companies know we sent you. Maybe you'll get something really cool. But anyways, back to what we were talking about. I do want to say something. I know that you weren't here for this, Dylan, but I want to give a shout out to the Rocket League community for showing up to our event last weekend. It was absolutely outstanding. We had some amazing talent come out from the area. It really helps reinforce for us doing more events in the future. Just want to say shout out to all you guys that came out and be on the lookout. We've got a lot of events happening. CJ is putting together some ideas right now, and we're all kind of bouncing them together. So maybe Dylan, maybe you could even be in the future a part of that. I mean, I know you probably haven't done Rocket League yet, but same idea, layovers, the whole production thing. As you can, Rocket League, compared to most esports one I've seen, they're very production heavy when it comes to their streams. Psyonix, well, I guess now Epic, is very, very big into like making the big production and making it good. So we're going to replicate that in Charlotte. We're going to give events that are worthwhile. People are going to come to and be like, holy cow, that's awesome. This small event was just testing the waters to see what we could get out. Now that we know that we have the fan base, I mean, sky's the limit,
Dude, that tweet is popping off too. So
Oh, yeah.
I threw out like a random tweet that was like, "Hey, like we have the ability to. We can run a $2,500 Rocket League tournament. Like it wouldn't be that hard to set up. It would be super easy actually. It's just like, do we want to do it?" And like the community like blew it up and show like so much support. So that's probably on the horizon for us now. So
Yeah. I guess the only thing that we could say is if like we got an actual team to come play, like a professional team. But it's kind of hard, with RLRS, that kind of getting ready to kick off. But there's a few hopefuls, some pros that I'd love to stop by and just mingle with the community. We got a few that live in Raleigh, so we'll see.
Do you do anything in Rocket League, Dylan? Do you have anything?
Yes, I played kind of. I played pretty decent. I was Rising Star. Yeah, in the beginning.
You're back in the day, dude.
Yeah.
These new kids don't even know that.
What is that? I don't even know. What is a Rising Star?
Third or fourth division in like the first season or two.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like platinum.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I played in the first season, first 2 seasons probably. I liked it a whole lot. I mean, I loved the scene. That actually was the biggest thing that kind of happened while I was in India, and it was like watching it from afar. It was like I just remember watching the first final with Cosmic Aftershock and Cornovi, and the crazy OT lost their first ever loss.
Oh man,
it was the wildest thing,
dude.
We ran an Olympic event with. We used to do this event called the Olympics, and we would do it every year. We would essentially run a half physical game, half video game like competition, and we'd assign off into teams. And we had a Rocket League event as one of the events for one of the years, so I'm certain that it was not the greatest production quality, but it was fun.
Well, I'll tell you what, moving forward, we'll definitely be in talks because the production that you put out for Call of Duty, if we could replicate that to the Rocket League scene now, we'd be set. We would be absolutely set. We, it's funny, CJ's first actually event, like going to Rocket League LAN, was playthrough. And we had just gotten done with our Call of Duty tournament, and our team was on the main stage. They made the finals. And CJ was like up in the seat, cheering, like standing up, yelling out our team's name. And like True Gaming was there. They were streaming it, right?
Okay.
And they it got quiet, and the only person you could see / hear in the background was CJ standing up and cheering everyone on.
Oh, I was screaming at the top of my lungs, like.
Well, they turned around and threw out free swag, right? Like it was like a stress ball or something. CJ grabbed it in the air and threw it back at the casters. Like why? I was like, oh my gosh! But it was like that. That was like a really good eye opener that CJ like could grasp it right away. Like this is going to be something big. So.
Yeah, definitely. Rocket League's still one of the championships that I really want to go to. I really want to go this year, but just the event have been on like the worst timing possible. Like from y'all's Rocket League event, it was like literally everything you guys have done that I haven't been to. I have been not in North Carolina or not in Charlotte.
Yeah.
Well, don't worry about it because we got our team that's going to be qualifying for the RLRS. I have full faith that they'll do it, and when they make it to the grand finals, I'll bring you with us, man.
Oh, there you go.
It'll be fun.
That'll be awesome. Hell yeah.
I know, dude. I know for a fact that we're gonna have comments on that because we have a lot of Rocket League people watching this right now.
Oh yeah.
And Jasper definitely showed out at our event. That's like it's our local guy here in Charlotte. The other 2 players are in Raleigh. One of the players is actually stepping back to be the coach. So we have a third that we're looking at. I was just talking with Jasper actually about it and David, but Jasper is our local kid, and he's nuts. It's pretty nutty.
I super destroyed myself in that game. I got so good at being a goalie, I didn't really have to aerial that much in the first couple seasons. But I got so good that for me to like improve on aerials, I would have to just tank my rank, and I was like, nah.
Not worth it.
It's fun.
So CJ, like I've had a lot of time now. What do you feel like? What do you think about the whole Rocket League community now, pros and amateur? Like, how do you see it as someone who's relatively new to that game? What do you see?
You know what's really funny? I saw a tweet today, and it was really interesting that like the Rocket League community was really like fast to call Call of Duty kids toxic, which I know for a fact that Call of Duty kids are more toxic than Rocket League kids. But it was funny because like the relative use of, hey, we're going to use toxicity to be able to like get in the brains of our opponents. I think that's real in any game, right? Like if I'm sitting across from you and I can say anything that makes you play worse, like I'm going to, right? And I also think that the Rocket League community is just a little bit younger. Which you might not agree with me, but like I think there's younger Rocket League kids than there are Call of Duty kids. I think the Call of Duty scene is like 3 or 4 years older than the Rocket League kids.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a much newer game. Rocket League, you've got the diehards that've been there from every game.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
and it's also like Rocket League's like I'm not saying it's not competitive, but it's also like a very quick game. And I think that 5-minute timer on it like kind of makes it more of like a fun mini game. Like I can play one game in 5 minutes. Like it's going to happen, right?
I also think the rank setup in that game is just like actually realistic.
Yeah, that's true.
When you play your rank, like you tend, maybe after your first like 15, 20 games, you're gonna play people of equivalent skill. Like in Call of Duty, like it's just random. Like you could play a god, like you could go in there and accidentally get queued up against Scump and just get slaughtered, or you can go bunch of like 8-year-olds and go like 50-2.
Yeah.
And you can do back-to-back games. Like it literally makes no sense.
Yeah.
Whereas in Rocket League, you're not gonna score 10 goals in one game and then lose by 15 the next.
Doesn't Rocket League has like a tournament feature in there, like where you can just host a tournament with whoever, right?
Yeah.
Which I think like Call of Duty, like if they had something like that, it would be so cool. If like I could just join as like a free agent into like a random tournament and play against, I get a squad of 4 other dudes and then play against each other. Like I think that would be a really cool way to meet people, and I think that that's one thing that Rocket League does that I wish Call of Duty would do.
So supposedly in the new Call of Duty, I guess what they were kind of testing, and they might have shown at a Gamescom, is just that. So they're having like random brackets and stuff like that. So you can play in like random little mini tournaments, like embedded in the game.
That sounds awesome. I think that's a great idea.
Well, I'll put it this way. When it really comes down to it, the real OG game is World of Warcraft Arenas, okay?
Dude,
that's where the real skill comes
Did
in.
You see that World of Warcraft broke 1 million views on Twitch?
It's probably raced for the world's first method is, gosh, man.
First login, honestly.
No, for Vanilla WoW, because Vanilla WoW released like a day ago or something like that, right?
Yeah, but so what's going to happen is now that Vanilla's released, so I'm an OG Vanilla player. I played that when it first came out, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, so like I can tell you right now what's happening is Method, who leads the charge in everything World of Warcraft related, are grinding out to get the world's first Ragnaros kill, which is the very first WoW boss ever. And if they get that, there's always like a ton of money involved and stuff like that they get through sponsorships. But like you're about to see, like if you log on at any given time right now, I guarantee Method will be at the top of. They'll have because then it was 40-man raids. So what it's going to be is you're going to have 40 Method players, 40 streamers from Method. You know how many eyes that is for sponsors?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like insane. So
they already have like a team house where they play out of, don't they? Like where there's.
They had one. It was a Red Bull. It was a Red Bull area where they were all playing at. But like, I'm pretty sure it was Red Bull. But there was a lot of like contractual issues with that, and they just like left. They're like, no, we're not doing this.
You can tell Josh is like the biggest loser when it comes to World of Warcraft because of this stuff. Like,
man, dude, the 3v3 arenas, dude, were no joke. Picture like what you're talking about, like what you play around TFT, right?
Yeah.
Picture TFT, but like a super fast-paced version of that, like where you basically have split seconds of reaction. It's basically you're just trying to counter every move someone else is doing.
Sure.
And it's just, it's rough, dude.
In my experience with WoW is when we had that deal with the local clothing company, one of the biggest orgs in WoW at the time, Blood Legion. I think their big master guy, dude, was from here. And so we had to do this like pro mixer thing they wanted us to do for a sponsor deal. It was like they played us in Call of Duty and we played them in WoW. And it was literally the most useless thing they could have ever made me do. I had no idea what was happening. And it was like the screen was crazy complex. Like, yeah, you got to do this and that. I'm like, which one of these buttons is the most damage? W? Cool, I'm going to spam that. And that's what I'm going to do. That's all you're getting from me.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you this. The success that game has had alone is really staggering. I mean, if you think about it, was the first MMORPG that really was able to capture an audience, and it was a huge esport back in the day. And a lot of big streamers came from WoW. Soda Poppin',
Chance,
Chance started in WoW. Wreckful, who was in WoW, and then he went to, I don't even know what he did after. He still streams a lot. There's a few girls that streamed a lot of people know. I think Pokimane even was in WoW for a while. But there's a lot of big names that came from it. A lot of people that are big now that don't play WoW anymore that started in WoW. So
definitely,
that's where my esports I got started in. But I mean, you look at the landscape now, what's getting big, and you got the franchises. Obviously, they're big, and you got. I'm just waiting for that next game that's not a BR to come out and just sweep the scene. And I said not a BR because I'm tired of BRs. I'm really, really tired of BRs.
Same.
Yeah, I hope that it's something like that Halo game that's coming out. I don't remember what it's called, but it's from the old Halo devs. They're making like a 3v3. It looks kind of like Fortnite Call of Duty mix.
I was about to say, if you're gonna say Splitgate, dude, I'm pissed. That game was so much fun, and it lasted a week.
Yeah.
And people were mad because, like, I understand, like, the portals and the competitive play is really ridiculous, and the fact that there was only like team deathmatch for like 2 days.
It
And they
was
took
kind
it
of
out.
like Unreal Tournament. Do you remember that game? You ever play Unreal Tournament where it was like a little bit crazy and you kind of like jump all over the map and it's so fast?
Those were fun, but like I don't know, Splitgate just felt like an old game, but not in a good way.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
yeah, and I mean dude, I don't understand. Like, they could have made something really awesome out of that because they had all of like the feedback from the community, and it just was like, nah, we're done. I feel like they got their money and we're like, now we're done. But there's a lot of games. Like, I still play Mordhau, and that's definitely not an e-sport. But you just go in there and punch people and cut them in half with swords. That's like literally the whole game. It's just like running in there and fighting people, and then you die and you respawn. It's great. I can't get enough of that.
Dude, I'm down.
But yeah, and I mean, so moving forward, especially in the Charlotte landscape, we'll get back on that. Um, there's a few orgs that have promise as far as like what they're putting out. Um, do you guys see yourself as like putting teams in some of these events, like eventually sponsoring teams?
So
Local.
we've kind of mainly sponsored for the most part based upon like, just friends I had that needed help. Like
Yeah.
we picked up a team for CWL Miami and it was just solely like, I'm friends with Water and those guys kind of just needed help and it was super last minute. I would like to inevitably field teams, but I would like to be much more of like, I guess for me, it's just much more about, that family approach and the content approach and then building out teams as that kind of makes sense. I
Yeah.
really just want to focus on like, having a platform to kind of showcase their story and like, kind of being able to follow a team. And I guess you got to be able to have that content before you can have the team.
No, I get it. I mean, you're right. Like, the thing is, though, at that point, you need a solid roster, not one that jumps the team hops, the org hops. You need a team that's gonna represent you, almost like a contract type thing. Like, hey, you're gonna play 6 months for us and do X amount of tournaments or something. And that's one thing that I see a lot. And I've talked to CJ about it. A lot of Call of Duty kids, they'll take an org and they'll rep them for, well, I say rep, and I mean that loosely. They'll play under the name of the org, and then that's all you hear about it. Then they go to the next event looking for another org. It's like, where's the loyalty at?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why like back in the day we used to we tried to make it with our friends. We played this year in Vegas together. We wanted to kind of make a series like Bros to Pros, and it's just 4 or 5 IRL friends, and we figure it out and we make it work, and we hopefully be good enough to not be DFR'd, and maybe the rest is history.
That's me and Dylan next year. We're gonna start that. We're gonna be the Bros to Pros.
For sure.
Call of Duty's gonna drop. Coming.
Hey man, I'm here for it. You guys can do that. Like, I like Call of Duty, but I'm nowhere near the level of what you guys are. I just mess around. But I'll stick with Rocket League. It's an easy game. Um, so and I say that because I hit champ and I think I'm the man. I'm not. I'm just like another dude. But yeah, anyway, so that's pretty much, I'm glad. Thanks for coming on. First of all, because I've been wanting to talk to you about your org for a while. So Strange Gaming, you guys are gonna be out at our next Call of Duty event. I'd love people to come out and meet Dylan and meet the crew that's out there. You'll be wearing your shirt, I'm guessing, the Stranger, so people will be able to see you.
Yeah, I'll probably be wearing some type of merch. I might even force CJ to as well.
Oh, I don't know
Oh
about
man,
that. It's gonna
if you
be
guys
tough.
got cool dad hats like this one that the Venom sent us, Venom GT,
I want to find a dad hat that fits me. I just need to borrow your hat to see if it fits on my head.
dude. Well, I'll put it this way, man. It's stretched, but I like it, man. Dad hats. I didn't know they were in style. Like, until someone was like, "Yeah, dude, dad hats are huge right now." I'm like, huh.
Well, I'm not wearing them, so.
Well, you're not a dad. No, I'm just
That's true.
kidding.
You're the only dad here, so.
I am. I'm the daddy. Just so everyone knows, I am a dad. I have a 4-year-old. She's great. But the dad hats are called. I don't know why they're calling dad hats. So, but
Blake would want a dad hat.
oh my gosh, Blake, he's the man.
Yo,
But
we need to
anyways,
set up. Before we end it, we need to set up like a CLT versus Strange gaming event. Like, I definitely want to do that, and I wanted to get a video production team and just record the whole thing, so that like we can just get Dylan crying after they lose to us, because we're like actual gamers and they're like pretending to be gamers.
But we should
oh,
do 2 parts. We should do like NBA 2K and then play basketball or like
Oh, that would be fun. Yeah.
oh, you don't want this heat, man. Not with basketball.
Dude, I'm certain that any one of you has played more of one video game than I've played cumulative of all video games.
What makes you say that, dude? Just because I'm about to hang up and play video or play Rocket League? No, dude.
No, I pretty much didn't start playing until like 2011. I literally went from not playing video games to my first pro Call of Duty event in like 90 days.
Dude, well, that shows you the skill you have. But
Jeez.
I'm just saying, I'm not talking about 2K. I'm talking about real life basketball, my guy. Like,
Oh, Josh, you're a baller? I did not know this.
dude. Also, 2007, okay, senior year of high school, 2007, North Carolina, all state.
No, you
Basketball
weren't.
player. Swear
What?
to God.
Stop lying.
I'll go find the trophy, dude.
Dude, he's full of crap. There's no way.
I'm not lying.
How come we've
Yup.
never played? What's the deal?
I did when I was in Texas. Okay, when I was there, me and a
You were
bunch of the
balling?
guys from the we got a bunch of guys from the unit. We went to the on base court, dude, and
Dude, that's awesome.
bro, I didn't miss a single. I only took 3 shots, right? But one was mostly because I am old now, and I was like, dude, I was huffing, like I was breathing heavy, dude. But I was standing at 3, man. I did it was wet. I licked the finger, put it in. Right in this dude's face. And I was like, all right, man. Then I proceeded to run down the court and ask for someone to sub in because I couldn't breathe. But, the fact is, I still got it. If y'all want it, I got it.
I'm definitely more nervous now because I'm also going to be huffing, but I don't think I was ever that good at basketball.
I was huffing, dude. I'm telling you, like, if you guys just run for 5 minutes, you'll probably, like, beat me. That's it. I'll have Blake. Blake seems like he has a lot of energy.
See Dawson on the sidelines.
Dude, well, we'll have Bang Energy, so I'll just try
that's
one of those
true.
and get back out
A
there.
video sponsored by Bang. Why not?
Yeah. Hey, Bang, if you guys are watching this, the Froze Rose was really good.
Actually, Dylan does something really cool I think we should do. Every, like, is it month or 3 months you guys do a meeting? Or, like, a get-together?
We do a quarterly, like, kind of like cookout / plan. Like, we try to plan, like, what we're to be doing. Like, do we want to try to venture back into getting an esports team? Or, like, what should be our focus for the
It's like
next
a plan.
quarter?
Yeah, what are we going to do?
Yep, and then we just, grill out, play cornhole, and do all that kinds of stuff as well.
What? See, that's what I'm saying. We make a...
Cornhole. That's it, dude. That's it.
Dude.
CJ.
You really do.
I played in a cornhole tournament on Sunday and with my wife, and like people in Charlotte are good, man. Like they did not miss. Like
CJ.
We hustled that.
What?
CJ. Pineville, dude. We ran the whole place that night, dude.
We did
when me and CJ put our
Yes.
powers together, it's insane, dude. It's insane.
Yeah, dude.
I'm just saying.
No, I agree. But we got to get something on the books so we can be like, hey, let's hang out. Because I would love to like see how our orgs differ and like the kind of people that we've pulled and what their desires are and just kind of like experience that because I think it would be super fun.
And
At the mixer or something.
yeah, no, for real. And on the DL, we're definitely going to be having a lot of our production guys there taking video.
Do you have any girls in your org?
So we had Crystal. She streamed for a good little while, but
Yeah.
she's kind of
Crystal's the
transitioned to
best.
focusing more for like her career and stuff right now.
Ooh,
taking-
that's lame. Tell her to stop doing that.
We've had a couple in the past. None really. They kind of stick. The biggest thing is there's a couple in the area that I would like to, I guess, reacquire that we worked with back in the day.
Okay.
But one of them is a little big now, and their buyout's also a little big.
What?
But yeah, there's a couple that I would still like to try to get back into. But for me right now, it's more of like, just trying to find people who are, just willing to grind and willing to work. And like, unfortunately, a lot of people like, want it in theory and verbally, but then, when it comes to like
Doing
putting
it.
in.
Yes.
Man, man, I'll put it, dude. Don't even worry about the buyout thing, bro. We got this. We're gonna get everyone.
Who-
They're coming with us. Success,
Can
baby. That's
you
what's
say
happening.
who it is, Dylan? I don't know any big girl
I'll shoot him to
streamers.
you.
Who?
I'll shoot him to you.
Okay. Cool.
I got in trouble for doxing her a couple weeks ago. So
Oh, dang. You're like, no. Okay, cool. That's interesting. I didn't know there were like any big Charlotte streamers.
There's a few, but like he said,
here. She used to work at Best Buy with me back in the day.
Oh, what? She was like a bro, and now she's not a bro.
She was like a COD legend back then. And it was weird because she was working at a Canapolis Best Buy.
Oh, okay.
I mean, what I'll do is I'll just get a hold of Pokimane and I'll have her come be with our work for a little bit.
Yeah, can you just call Hex? He's gonna come on the podcast next week too.
We went to Vegas. We actually flew with Pokimane and her roommates and stuff. And our roommate's
What?
recording a podcast right now. He sat beside of her roommate, had no idea who she was, and literally just slept the whole time. I was like, "What's wrong with you?"
You know what's funny though, like about the Hex thing, CJ?
Uh,
Like we have connections to where we could actually make that happen, dude.
I don't think
Like-
so.
No, I promise you, we do.
Well, I mean, but like, I like look at like the quality of like Hex's guests though. You know what I mean? Like Rick Fox, and then like
That's- yeah.
random CLT
That's-
Esports show up.
That's Hex's guess. That's not the CLT Esports guest.
That's
I'm
true.
just saying, dude. You know I can. I will reach out to everyone I can. To
Oh,
make
I
it
know
happen.
you will. I know this about
And
you.
don't-
You
And
reach the stars.
don't be surprised
You
if
sh-
you get the text.
You
from
should
me
tell
like,
Dylan what we did tonight. He doesn't
Oh.
know.
Dylan. So, yeah, I guess we can announce on the stream because it's going to be official when I make the thing tomorrow. So we have just brought on a new CBO for our company, Jeff Brokaw, who was the money guy. He did all the investments for Team Envy when they were here. And,
A 360 deal.
yep. Well, yeah. We'll say that.
We learn
Well,
more. We learn more.
too.
We get the
We can
insider
talk-
details.
When we get together for the mixer, we'll talk to you about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he's with our org now. We're going to start raising some investments to get us to that next level. And one of the big things that was on the table that we definitely talked about was, hey, we need a franchise here in Charlotte. And we're like, what's hot? Call of Duty, obviously. So I'm just saying, in the future,
They're gonna need a production guy, Dylan.
they're going to need it.
it.
Yeah, you're gonna have to brush the dust off
Yeah,
of
you're gonna be like-
some Call of Duty, dude. Come
Yo,
back.
when we were at CWL Miami, Dylan looks over at me at one point and he's like looking at the stream or whatever. He's like, "You see that, CJ? You see that little speck thing that's in the way there? Yeah, they could move that off and it could be perfect." And it was so funny because it like you could tell like during our stream for CLT, like he was all about it, and it's just great to watch. I love you, Dylan. That's all I'm saying, man.
You got to make it better. It's one of those things when you have millions of dollars. There's no reasons it shouldn't be perfect.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I'm just saying the Charlotte's looking really good right now for
Real
for
good.
some esports to happen here. So I think everyone's gonna be
COD
excited.
4 CLT started by Carolina Gaming.
What we need, honestly, is we need to get these big tournaments to stop going to Raleigh and to come to Charlotte.
Amen.
For real.
Amen, brother.
We can talk offline. Okay.
Mic drop.
Mic drop.
Oh.
I do think that's actually we're kind of at the bubble right here where the podcast is just getting a little bit long. So that's gonna do it for this week. We're gonna hang out on the stream for a little bit longer. So if you want to check that out, you can. But thanks for watching this YouTube video. Next week, we're gonna have the leader of the COD program for the Army Esports team on the podcast. He's gonna come hang out, talk about their team, and those guys are actually gonna be at the Call of Duty tournament in 2 weeks as well. So that'll be cool. But that's gonna be it for us. I'll let you have the last word, Dylan, since you're our guest. Feel free, shout out anything you want to, your mom, your grandma, your org, whatever.
I guess biggest thing is just show up for the COD event. Should be an exciting time.
You can give Dylan a hug while you're there. Okay, that's gonna do it. Peace out for the YouTube video.
See you YouTube video.
Bye.